is today's word of blessings for you. Acts 5:12-16. The apostles performed many signs and wonders among the people. And all the believers used to meet together in Solomon's Colonnade. No one else dared join them, even though they were highly regarded by the people. Nevertheless, more and more men and women believed in the Lord and were added to their number. As a result, people brought the sick into the streets and laid them on beds and mats so that at least Peter's shadow might fall on some of them as he passed by. Crowds gathered also from the towns around Jerusalem, bringing their sick and those tormented by impure spirits, and all of them were healed. Today's title is Solomon's Colonnade. Have you been to the Holy Land? If you have not, I strongly recommend you to have a trip to the Holy Land if you can afford it at all. It may well be included in any Christian's bucket list. I understand that there would be people who do not agree with me. Indeed, we Christians are not obligated to take a trip to the Holy Land as in some other religions. Bible is sufficient for us. Period. But I am just recommending the trip because I personally was blessed a lot with a trip to the Holy Land. Although there is not much left from the time of Christ, just standing in the land where the Lord stood once gave me an awesome feeling. When I was standing on the Mount of Olives looking down at the temple site, I could envision the Lord conversing with disciples about the temple and his own body. But that's about it. You can never go back to the time of the Lord. But if I can go back to the time, one of the places I want to visit is Solomon's Colonnade that is mentioned in today's passage. This structure was on the east side of the temple and was covered with a roof, thus providing more protection from the weather than the temple courtyards. Passing west through Solomon's porch would place one in the court of the Gentiles. So this area is one of the most open spaces where people can gather rather freely in the temple area. The Lord Jesus frequented here when he came to Jerusalem. John 10:23 says it was winter, and Jesus was in the temple area walking in Solomon's Colonnade. Then he began to engage with the people rather freely there. In today's passage, we see the believers of the early church used to meet there. So it was one of the most original sites of the early churches. I can almost imagine preachings, prayers, praises, and lively conversations of believers. That must have been small primitive heaven on earth. The historic old Solomon's Colonnade no longer exists. But by God's grace, we have a new Solomon's Colonnade. What is it? It is the local churches everywhere on earth. There we have preachings, prayers, and praises same as it was in the original Solomon's Colonnade. There we feel the presence of the Lord. How precious are those new Solomon's Colonnades. Are you a part of the blessed gathering in Solomon's Colonnade? Do you see the Lord walking into your Solomon's Colonnade day by day and week by week?